Do some people try to make a wrong interpretation of the Qur'an where the text is clear? I mean, it could be Christians, could be Muslims, could be other people. Unfortunately, this happens on critical texts, and I want to give you an example today. 3 texts on one topic, which is the death of Jesus. In Surah Ali Imran, verse 55, it is said that Allah spoke to Jesus, "O Jesus, I will cause you to die. I will raise you up to me, and I will deliver you from the unbelievers and place your followers among the unbelievers on the day of the judgment." This is the Quran that was given to me by the royal family in Saudi Arabia. That's the official translation. I checked 18 translations in internet, English translation. All of them translate in the same way, but in a wrong way. They don't say that God said to Jesus, "I will cause you to die," but "I will" what? Some translate, "I will take you to me." Some translate, "I will take your soul to me." But no one says, "I will cause you to die." Even though the text is very clear, the word mutawafika, which is in the Quran, is used 25 times in the Quran in the 5th form. All the time it has to be translated, and it is translated, "I will cause you to die." Only on that text. Why this exception? It's not logical. I know that Tabari, the great historian of Islam, gives an explanation to that. He says that the word tawafa can have another meaning, the meaning of liquidate something or do something. Well, of course, it could be that the word has a different meaning. But why is it used in the Quran 25 times with the very same meaning to cause someone to die? Then the text says, "And I will raise you to me," rafa'uka. This is, by the way, the same word you have in An-Nisa 158. Remember that in An-Nisa 157, the Jews say, "We have killed Jesus, the son of Mary, the messenger of God." But they did not kill him, they didn't crucify him. Shubiha lahum, that's what they believed, that's what this appeared to them. No, they didn't kill him because. And then you have the answer. God did what? Rafa'a. The same word here, to raise him up. Now, if in Ali Imran 55, Jesus was raised after he died, the meaning of Rafa'a must be here, resurrection. In that case, in An-Nisa, well, the same thing. The Jews tried to kill him, but God resurrected him. And that's why he died, but he's not dead. So that's the Surah 355. In Al-Ma'idah, verse 117, we have a similar situation where this time Jesus speaks and says, "I was their witness as long as I remained among them, but after you took me away." Here also have the word tawafaitani. Everybody translates, "You took me away," but the text says, "You killed me." Again, the same word, which is 25 times in the Quran. Jesus here speaks in the past. So in the Quran, in the time of the Quran, Jesus is supposedly in heaven, that's what we all believe, Muslims, Christians, and he speaks in the past saying, "When you killed me," in the past, not in the future. So why do Muslims here translate, "You took me away"? It's just a wrong interpretation that is not in the text. And the last one, the third one, is on Maryam 33. This time Jesus speaks. As a little boy, he says, "And peace be upon me the day I was born, the day I die, amutu, and the day I am resurrected." 1, 2, 3. I was born, I die, and I will be resurrected. Many Muslims says, no. The chronology is wrong here. It's not 1, 2, 3, it's 1, 3, 4. Jesus was born, he was raised up to heaven, and then he will come back, get married, and so on, and then he will die. Is it possible to do that with the text? Is the text so ambiguous that we are allowed to do that? And the answer is no. And I'm going to show you why. Very simply, because a few verses before, in verse 15 in the same chapter, verse 15 speaks about John the Baptist, Yahya bin Zachariah. And he used the same wording, just in the third person, says that John the Baptist was born, he was killed, and then he was, or he will be, resurrected. 1, 2, 3. And everybody agrees that John the Baptist was born, that he was killed, and that one day he will be resurrected. So if we follow this order here, why don't we do that with verse 33 when it's about Jesus? I think that's just a misinterpretation of the text. The death of Jesus is part of a divine plan. Jesus says, "Peace be upon me the day I was born, the day I will die." So Jesus anticipates his death with peace. Why? Because in Ali Imran 54, one text before 55 where he said, "Oh Jesus, I will cause you to die and will resurrect you," and so on. The Quran says that the Jews plotted, but Allah plotted, and Allah is the best of plotted. God had a plan. The people had a plan, but God also had a plan. And the plan is that he will cause Jesus to die and he will resurrect him. That's what the Quran says. That's what the Bible says also. Jesus is not a martyr. He was not a weak man, victim of some wicked people. He came on earth to die, as we find in the Quran, as in the Bible, with the word fidya. You remember that Abraham, when he sacrificed his son, he had to do that because God asked him. But then the text says, وَفَدَيْنَهُ, fidya. God gave a ransom instead of the son. The word fidya means that God did something freely. It was part of his plan to substitute someone or something for the son of Abraham not to die. And that's exactly what God did with Jesus. He gave him freely for us to die. And that's why Jesus says, "Peace be upon me the day I was born and the day I will die." I hope that this will help you see the Quran as it is. And I don't blame anybody here for changing the meaning of the word. Some people might do it on purpose. I think that many people never thought about that. So my purpose is here just to put light on those texts that are actually simple to understand if you just read them without any big glasses, traditions, and so on. May God help you, because this is an important topic of the death of Jesus, that is not just in the Bible, but that's in the Quran. That is not dividing Muslims and Christians, but that should unite them around this wonderful topic of Jesus who came to die for us. Assalamu alaikum.